We are back. New York baseball, past, present, and future. I'm Ralph Tyko of the Comfortably Zoned Radio Network. The co-hosts are Marty Rose and Robert Deininger, both present and accounted for, sir and madam.
Okay. How's everybody?
Yeah.
How's it going?
We're all good.
Good.
We're all good. Let's start with Robert and the Yankees and see what's happening from your standpoint. This is a thing we've been doing now every week, and we kind of analyze the Yankees and the Mets and talk about other New York baseball going on, minor league and stuff like that, college ball, anything that comes to mind. We generally cover it. Robert, the Yankee situation, it's, what is it, the 17th of July, in 2017. I still say 19. That gives you some idea of how I'm dated. What's going on this week with the Yankees?
Well, they got the Twins coming up right now, and I think they play Seattle after that. But the Twins are no pushover, so this should be a tough series.
Yeah, what a surprise the Twins have been this year.
Yeah, they lost 103 games last year.
Good. Yep. Changes, a lot of young guys. Santana's pitching really well.
Yeah, they're only a game and a half out of the Central.
Right, where it's going to be a dog race in that division. Do you see any hope? Pineda went on the DL. He's going to have season-ending surgery, probably next season-ending as well.
Yeah.
It's dark times, but Cashman says he's going to be a buyer. They're going to rebuild on the fly.
Yeah, they have some scouts at I think Oakland tonight, scouting a couple of players there. I know the first baseman, and they also have interest in
a terrific young ball player.
And
you're going to end up, no doubt, getting him at first. You got Sonny Gray is available.
I've also heard there's rumors that they're interested in Todd Frazier of the White Sox too. But I think Boston has the inside track on him.
Okay. So we go from buyers to sellers on the other side of town. And, Marty, we're going to be sellers, it looks like.
Oh, for sure. No question about it, yeah. But you got so many guys that are free agents at the end of this year that, you know, they're not going to get anything, any good, even if they sell some of these guys off. You know, they're not going to, you know, what can you possibly get for a guy like,
Duda, for instance.
Yeah, like Duda. What are you going to get for him? I mean, seriously.
Some prospects. Rumor that the Yankees were looking at him, too, as well as
the Yankees have gone a lot of directions at first base, you know.
Right. They
had him a while ago. They brought up, they traded with who? The Brewers, I think, for some minor league kid. They put him in. He went for the Boston series.
I think he had one hit. I think it was last night, a double.
Oh yeah.
But otherwise, he hasn't looked too impressive at the plate.
Yeah, I still don't think they're going to deal with.
He gets right. Sometimes he gets wrong.
Yeah.
But I would, you know, trading off guys that you're more likely to go after in the free agent market, like Bruce, for instance, could prove to be a good idea to get him back. And in the meantime, like the Yankees did last year with Chapman, they got a bunch of prospects, ended up getting him back. Bruce is a guy who proved his mettle this year, and I would like to see them. I'd like to see it get to the point where maybe they could secure him, even though
it's going to be costly.
It'd be costly, but who's out there that you're going to build upon if you let all these guys go? For prospects, what are you going to be, rebuilding for 2 or 3 years? And you see how reluctant they are to go with young players. Rosario is a good example. And Alderson said something today that really surprised me. He degraded the pitching staff, left open the idea that they may get rid of DeGrom. Houston's looking at him, and admits that offense is much more important to him philosophically than defense. And at the same time, he's bemoaning the fact that defense has sucked for them this year. And they're losing because of it. And if you had to put the blame, the onus of fall off in production on one guy, it's got to be Cabrera. Wow. What a difference from last year to this. Did he just get old?
Yeah, he lost a step for sure. Yeah. No doubt about it.
Is he going to bring anything? He's one guy that obviously with Rosario coming up that you could afford to see what you can get. How much can you get for him at this point? He's been playing second base.
Not much.
That diminishes it. Also, I wanted to ask you guys, and I think it's not a good idea ever for a team to hire a superstar as manager, because eventually you're going to have to fire him one way or the other.
Yeah.
How about David Wright is managing the Mets next year?
With no experience. No experience.
Right. Plus, other managers, I think Molitor is doing such a good job in Minnesota with very little or no experience.
Yeah, but David Wright has a player's contract through 2020. So he's
right,
sit back.
But they may, because he can't play, they may end up getting insurance money for him.
But he still gets his money though.
Oh yeah, right. But
so I don't.
Does he need the service?
I don't think you could have two contracts at the same time, right?
I don't know.
Just collect his player money and be manager. I don't think they would do it anyway. I just, with no experience, I don't think so. I really, even with the name, I doubt it very much.
Okay.
I do.
But it is out there.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's all conjecture.
And
I don't know.
I hate to get to this one because on so many levels, it's not just indicative of the Mets per se. It's indicative of what goes on in baseball on one level or another. It always becomes a dog and pony show. And here we go. Tebow being called up to the Mets in 2017. That's a possibility. It's been out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, one thing that Alderson did say. One thing he did say a week or so ago is we're in the entertainment business. You heard that, right? He did say that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now here comes September. The Mets are out of the running, and the stands are empty. You want to get some fannies in the seats? He's brought people in.
He will draw fans.
He will draw fans. Yeah.
Yeah, there are enough folks out there looking for the Messiah, really. Anybody who can identify themselves as the right, and I'm putting this in quotes, believe me, the right-thinking kind of person who's a devout example to kids, this, that, and the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Only problem with that, historically, is that players, humans that set themselves up with that kind of a persona, I'll give you a good example, Steve Garvey. He was, Mr. Clean, and he's going to be the next senator in California, all this stuff. And what happens? Scandal raises its ugly head, and for one reason or another, none of us can stand up. We're human beings. Can't stand up to that crap. And I think it puts his ability notwithstanding, it puts pressure on anybody to be to be the image, so to speak, to live up to that image as well as perform on the field.
It's just for the month of September or a couple of weeks toward the end of the year. I'm looking at the 40-man roster. There's a lot of bums on the 40-man roster that they could just drop, and it wouldn't be a shock to never see them again. Seriously, like Neil Ramirez, and there's a bunch of guys like that. This guy Bradford they sent down today and brought Robles back. Who are some of these guys? Like Salas, you'll never see again after this year. Guys like that. So you could just drop somebody and put them on the roster. I don't think that would be a problem.
Right.
He had another good game today too, Tebow. 3 for 5 with an RBI, 12-game hitting streak.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm not in front of the computer, but I sent you guys his overall stats going into
Yeah, but
today.
he's gotten better. When he first started out in South Carolina in the beginning, he wasn't doing very well.
Nah.
He had a lot of strikeouts, but he's been definitely improving at the higher level. So
it's A-ball. It's A-ball, and
I know it's A-ball. I know.
My good memory, Marty. Last week you were saying, are they going to rush Pena, the catcher, whatever?
Oh, Nito.
Nito. And you said, oh no, man, he's so far away. He's at AA. I don't think they'll take a look at him in September. That's AA, and he's doing well at AA.
I know.
So it does become a mission to bring butts into the seats, and I'll appreciate that because if they show profitability, that means they can put more money back in theory, back into the system in one way or the other, in scouting, in player development. So I'm not against attendance. But we both responded the same way, Marty, to Alderson. He's speaking more like a partial owner than he is like a GM. Yeah. And, can't blame him. It's not just the baseball side of it. It is the business side. And he brings in fans in September. Maybe those fans will bring their kids, and maybe you develop baseball fans. How bad can it be from that standpoint?
Sure.
Yeah, he's showing enough ability, and I've seen clips. He's got a quick bat. And obviously he's an athlete. Let's put it that way. And I've always rooted for guys that can play two sports. Which reminds me, Gene Conley. Probably the poster boy for two-sport athletes in our time when we were growing up.
Oh, yes, a long time ago, yeah. Played for the Celtics.
Right. Red Sox.
What baseball? Oh, it was the Red Sox, too? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was the guy that got off a bus or a plane with Pumpsy Green in about 1961 or 2, and they had a few beers. and they went to the airport. They were going to go to Israel, the two of them, and they one of them had a passport, the other one didn't. He was a strange cat, but he was Russell's backup, and again, and he pitched with the Braves too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah, not the Red Sox, the Braves.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Anyway,
so he passed away into his 80s, lived into his 80s, rest in peace, Gene Conley.
Yeah. I think let's get back to the Yankees because they're more the story.
Because you don't want to make both of us sick anymore.
Well, they're more the big story, and I think something that's coming up. This next series we were saying Minnesota's much improved. The Yankees got to be very tired after this last couple of days, plus the travel, and I think it's got to be a little bit of a letdown when you have played the Red Sox, your arch rival.
They could have taken 3 out of 4.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame it went that way.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that mentally and physically they got to be mentally and physically tired after that Red Sox series and the travel.
But there's rumors they're going to perk up their bullpen getting Frazier. That was a rumor I read.
They're also interested in David Robertson.
Yes, exactly.
Be nice to get
very interesting time of year.
But
it's
Greg Bird
for that too. We're starting to talk about that. A week after the All-Star game. Generally, it's 4 or 5 weeks to go before the first deadline, and then after that, this waiver it changes, but you can still get guys through on waivers. So it's really early, and I guess Marty, we're saying, and the Mets are saying they're throwing in the towel for this year.
Well, they should.
Yeah.
They're so far behind in both the wild card and the division. What's the point? If they can do something to improve the team for next year now, then let's start. Let's start.
Let's do it. But there's still life in them there Yankees.
Absolutely.
So, Robert, tell me what you are positive about, and tell me what worries you.
Well, I'll start with what worries me, and it's Aaron Judge right now. He struck out in his first at-bat tonight, but in the Boston series he went 1 for 18. The series before that against Milwaukee, he went 3 for 11, but he had 5 strikeouts, and he's 4 for 29 in his last 2 series with 11 strikeouts. Houston did a good job pitching against them, and the following teams have picked up on it, and they seem to be pitching him a little bit better, throwing him more fastballs up in the zone, and he's starting to strike out a little bit too much. I'm hoping he's just tired, just in a little funk, but it'd be nice to get him going again because
he may need a day off or two. He every day, literally.
Yeah. But the only thing that concerns me is he's starting to swing at pitches he was laying off earlier in the year, and I just think he might be breaking down a little bit as far as being tired.
Right, and he's gone through the league a couple of times.
Yeah.
Pitchers make adjustments, and that's what baseball is about. Pitchers make adjustment. Can he make an adjustment to their adjustment? And
I think he can.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him. He's really a good kid. He handles it all so well. Always has a smile on his face, and he's slumping a little bit, but you don't hear him blaming anybody else.
No.
So that's kind of nice. Any chance Hicks is going to come back strong?
I hope so. He should be back in, I think, a couple weeks. and could use him.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
But in the Boston series, what I really liked was Sabathia, Severino, Tanaka, all pitched very well, especially Sabathia.
Yes, we talked off the air. They did lose Pineda.
Yeah, and the way he was going might not be as big as a loss,
Yeah, well, it's which came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
Going this way because he was hurt.
Yeah. Girardi even said he was complaining about elbow pain after games, but they never thought it was serious, so they never got it looked at. So it could have been.
They complain, isn't that seems a little antiquated kind of thinking. He's complaining about elbow pain, but they didn't think it was serious.
Yeah.
So we never got it looked at. Well, that's a little scary.
Yeah.
In itself, oh my God.
And Greg Bird is going to have surgery on his right ankle. And
oh, really?
Yeah, they're going to shave down or remove a small bone in his ankle. I don't even know how to pronounce this bone, but it will take at least 6 weeks recovery.
Well,
that's probably done for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would they rush that at this point?
And another positive.
How's the catching going? Sanchez is back. Can't think of the other guy's name.
Romine.
Are they working well together? Is he getting enough at bats?
Yeah. Romine, will play first base once in a while, but Sanchez is doing good. In fact, he's batting .276, 14 homers, 44 RBIs. Romine's dipped a bit, but he's still not a guy you'd like to have behind the plate when you need to give Sanchez a rest.
Yeah, that's having depth at catcher is a big thing in baseball.
Yeah.
Marty didn't. All these years I can't pronounce his name. Darno.
Yes, Darno.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any chance that he's made enough progress? That Alderson thinks he's made enough progress to give him another year's chance? Because he has some good games. He surprises me sometimes. Out of the blue, he'll throw out 2 runners in a game, pick up a bunt, and get the lead runner. So there's something there. He's hit before.
Yeah, but he's hitting 220 something, and
right.
He does have.
Has he shown you anything whatsoever, or do you think this is curtain spam?
Good question. They may rush Nito if they have to.
Right.
But yeah, God,
does he seem to have value on the market?
I don't think so. I really don't. I don't think he's a free agent yet. I think he had arbitration last year. He probably has 1 more year of arbitration, I think.
Okay.
And then they'll probably keep him around through next year. And then I think they're pretty high on Nito. And I think, we may see him sometime next year, before the end of the year.
Right.
You'll see, I'm sure he'll get promoted to Las Vegas. Plawecki is just another fill-in guy.
Just a 4A kind of guy.
Exactly that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I think they will bring him back. I think they'll probably offer him another year of arbitration, and then they'll hold the fort down until Nito's ready. I don't think they're going to go out and spend big money on a catcher. I'm not sure what catchers are available, but, when guys get to free agency, they're 31, 32. And when you're getting a catcher at that age, how much do they really have left? So you got to really develop. Yeah, you got to develop your own catcher.
Although Wieters has given Washington a pretty good year. And
yes.
he was a choice that the Mets could have made early on. Let me ask you this, Marty. How could they let two second basemen, not that defensively the guy Murphy pleased me all that much when he was with the Mets, but Turner never really seemed to get a chance. He's hitting like 370 something. Murphy has come back and killed the Mets.
Yeah.
And, that's my Susie Essman's word.
Well, look,
killed the Mets.
Yeah. His best position was third base, and at the time, David Wright was healthy. He could not play shortstop, and
we're talking Turner.
And I guess Murphy was there at second, right, at the time.
Right.
So he, they never, for one reason or another, they just never gave him a chance to play regularly for a number of reasons. They had guys at those positions, and, he definitely could not play shortstop. He didn't have the range for that. And, there's a lot of rumors about something with the front office, and I'm not sure what
something with what? Pardon me.
Something with the front office, some kind of disagreement or something. I don't know what it is. People talk about it, but nobody knows for sure what kind of disagreement they may have had somewhere along the line.
Right.
But
that reminds me, Murphy made some controversial remarks way back then. Some remarks that may be considered homophobic. I remember that.
Exactly right, yes.
And he had to go back, and he didn't really apologize. He just he did it in kind of a classy way. He said, that's my religious belief, and I stated how I felt, and this, that, and the other thing. Well, the fact is, his religious belief and the way he feels, even though it's genuine, all feelings are genuine, that's repulsive. That's that kind of talk and thinking and mindset is disgusting to people. And
it is. But if the guy's delivering on the field, people look the other way. Come on,
that's exactly
right.
You
know that. The guy's hitting home runs, driving in runs, and being in the league leaders. Oh, did he say that? Well, he might have said that. I don't know. Maybe he didn't mean it. But
right. But with all that's going on, how could you, for just that, how could you get rid of him? How could you let that be in your consciousness, given society and the roster?
It was that. Plus, he was a lousy base runner, and he wasn't a great fielder. The only thing he could really do is hit, and but I don't think anybody.
He couldn't hit like he's hitting now.
No, he didn't until that 2015 World Series. Whatever year the Mets were in the World Series,
or whatever.
And he showed, even in the playoffs that year, he showed what the possibilities could be, but maybe they didn't believe that he could sustain that kind of offense for a whole season. Maybe he thought he just got hot in the postseason or something like that.
And they didn't do so badly with Walker until he got hurt either. That was
right. No, Walker was good. Yeah. He was good.
Although, and it's not just me that's had this. I don't remember which Met announcer told that TV announcer, because I don't really watch him on TV. I listen on the radio.
Gary.
So
Cohn.
I don't know which one it was. If it was Hernandez or
no, it was Gary Cohn.
Was it Gary Cohen questioning the training staff?
No, not about the training staff. Oh, the Mets training staff? It was Ron Darling.
Okay.
He did that.
Yeah.
But what Gary Cohn said about Murphy, why the Mets, during that off season when he was a free agent, his comment was he's a net negative. That was his famous line, a net negative. And they still play that every once in a while,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they can feel like a little humbleitis.
Yeah.
So we all need that every now and again. So,
yep.
Robert, you mentioned what you're fearing, and that's Judge's decline. What are you positive about?
Well, their bullpen finally looks like they're starting to come around. And they look really good against Boston. They're getting healthier. Their players, they got Holiday back, Castro back, and soon enough Hicks will be back. And it would be nice to get Hicks back. He had an on-base percentage of almost 400. I think it was 398. And with Gardner in the month of July, his on-base percentage is up around 400. It'd be nice to have those two guys back-to-back at the top of the lineup.
Yeah.
But,
Starling is
pitching,
second. Starling is second. See, he does a pretty good job, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He doesn't get much
and he's
attention.
Kind of underrated. He came over as a shortstop with a lot of press, and he's just solid day to day. He doesn't get a lot of press, and he doesn't get. I don't think he gets enough kudos for what he does.
I agree.
That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, Ronald Torreyes, who was filling in for him, he had a costly error in that first game with Boston, and wind up leading to the tying run.
Right.
But yeah.
Hey, this has been a good show, guys. We just tore it apart, both Mets and Yankees, and we're into a nice groove of being able to objectively analyze teams that we root for. You won't find that very often. You don't find that on local radio. And, talk radio nowadays has come into people screaming at each other. Hosts vehement arguments, disagreements on air about, just differences in opinion. And we have differences in opinion. We just talk it out and, enjoy learning from each other. And I think what we have going is really cool. And I wish we had a show like this to listen to when we were kids, Marty.
Yeah,
that's how much I enjoy what we're doing. And Robert, it's you fit right in, and this is something I look forward to every Monday. And so let's keep it going. We'll be back next week. Everybody out there, just remember to keep on keeping on. That's what it's all about. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Rob. Good night. See you, Robert.
All right.
Guys.
Bye now.
See you next week.